And a very good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Ron Holmes from the bridge of the Freedom of the Seas. For those of you on board this week, as you're all aware, we experienced a fire on board the ship this morning as we were making our approach to Falmouth here in Jamaica. We turned the ship and docked her at the same time as we were fighting the fire. Shortly after the fire started, we decided to send everybody to their emergency stations. That was because we just wanted to make sure we knew where everybody was, we had everybody accounted for, and everybody was safe. Our plan would have been, if we ever did have to evacuate the ship, would have been, of course, to evacuate you right onto the dock by the gangways. However, that wasn't necessary, and we did get the fire under control quite quickly. The fire started down below in our engine spaces. We're not exactly sure why. We're still investigating why the fire was started, but we are in progress of doing that and ongoing, and we'll let you know a little bit more later on this week as we discover more information. One of the things that you should know was that the fire was on multiple parts of the ship. So it started down here below in the engine room, which is way down here at the bottom of the ship, and it ended up on deck 15, which is the chapel, way up here, just above the Viking crown, and that's where it ended. And there's a casing, the engine casing, or the smoke, basically the exhaust stack, goes all the way through the ship at that point. So it traveled all the way through the exhaust stack, which is again protected by the fire suppression systems, and so we were basically fighting the fire up here and fighting the fire down below in two different places. And again, we set off our high fog system, our fire suppression system, as soon as we were aware of it, and that more or less extinguished it. However, there was a lot of hot spots, a lot of sparks, that it took us about an hour or so to completely ensure that the fire was completely extinguished. At that time, at some point during the evacuation, we allowed our guests to go back inside the ship for their comfort, into the air conditioning, to be able to sit down. We provided you with water, make sure everybody was safe and comfortable, and we just wanted to make sure before we sent everybody back to the cabins that we had everybody accounted for. It took us a little while. We were missing 3 or 4 guests, but we did eventually locate everybody, and once we did, we had all crew accounted for, all guests accounted for. The fire was extinguished, and then we allowed guests to go back to their staterooms. We opened up the dining room at that point to make sure everybody had something to eat for lunch, and as soon as the ship was cleared by local authorities here in Jamaica, we opened up the gangways and let people go ashore. We are delaying our departure tonight by 1 hour to give everybody as much time as possible in Jamaica, but we do apologize for the inconvenience. Again, the fire is completely extinguished. We still have a couple of the upper decks closed. Deck 15, deck 14 is closed at the moment. The Adventure Oceans area is closed until we mop up some of the water there and get some of the carpet changed. And but we anticipate opening up the whole ship before the end of the week. Hopefully by tomorrow, the majority of the ship is going to be open for business. We opened the pools about 2 o'clock this afternoon, about 10 after 2, we opened up the pools. Once we were assured that there was no debris or anything on that deck that would cause injury to any of our guests. The Windjammer opened up about 3 o'clock this afternoon. We are opening up, we'll probably open up the sports deck tomorrow. We're just getting it cleaned up from the firefighting. There's a lot of residual water in that from the fire hoses, etc. And we anticipate making all of our ports for the rest of this week on time. We will be around the ship, so if you have any questions, myself will be around, our marine officers, our hotel director. You'll see us around. Please feel free to come up and talk to us and ask us any questions you may have. We just want to make sure that you have all the information that you do need, and hope that you have a great cruise vacation with us going on through this week. Thank you.